All right, so for your Gravity IV infusion test out, you're going to have some problems like this one that you worked on a couple of weeks ago. And then what you actually need to do is take the answer that you get and program it with the bag of IV fluid and the IV tubing. So for example, so I figured out the problem here and I got that the answer is 33.33. Well, again, we can't have a third of a drop, so I'm going to round that down to 33. So the problem I have is I need 33 drops per minute, and I need to program that with the tubing. So in order to figure out how many per 15 seconds, if I divide 33 by 4, because there's 4 times 15 is 60 seconds, or 1 minute, right? So I know that that would equal about 8, right? Because 8 times 4 is 32. So I need roughly about 8 drops to drip every 15 minutes. So when we are factoring this in, so you're going to have, everybody at home should have a bag of fluid that I sent home with you, plus you have your tubing. When you're at home, if your tubing is not dripping, it could be that this clamp is closed, because this is for the IV pumps. So if this blue little thing here looks like this, you can see that that's pinched off. So in order to open that up, all you have to do is push this together. I'll show you here. Oh. There. And so now it's open. So now that the tubing is open and it should flow. So how we do this is we need to regulate the drops that are dripping using the roller clamp. So we're going to be doing this. So right now you can see this roller clamp is pretty much closed off. And if we look up at there, we can see that there are no drips dropping. So if I wanted to start the drips, I'm going to open up the roller clamp. So if you watch in the chamber here, you should be able to see as I open this up, you can see that it is dripping pretty fast. So then I'm going to be adjusting this roller clamp, either closing it more if I want the drips to slow down, or opening it more if I want them to speed up. Maybe, oops, I gotta get it lower a little. All right, so that's how we adjust things here with that. 1 second here, it's not dripping very quick. I think I need to just take the cap off the end. Sorry, high-tech quality Hollywood. All right, now if we do it. There, now you can see like I have it all the way open, and you can see obviously you can't even count drips, it's just a steady flow. So if I wanted to slow that down, I'm gonna roll my roller clamp down. You can see that, okay. So now we're going to figure out 33 drops per minute. So, and I know that's gonna be about 8 drops in 15 seconds, right? So I'm gonna start with that because I don't wanna sit here and wait for minute after minute. So this is where you need your clock with the second hand. And what you're gonna do, I don't know how I can do this, but we need to look at our clock and we need to figure out how many we have. So I'm gonna start opening this up. So about 8 and 15, so it's gonna be relatively slow. So it's gonna be less than a drop a second. I'm gonna start with that. Yeah, we'll give it a try. So what you do is you're going to hold up your clock right next to your drips, and you're going to count the number of drips that you see in a 15-second period and then multiply that by 4. So I'm going to start when it's at the 12 here on my clock. Now, so let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I got about 6 drops there. So this is a little bit too slow because I need to get right around 8 in order to get 33 drops per minute. So I need to speed this up just a little bit. So I'm going to take my roller clamp and just a touch, I'm going to make it just a touch faster. All right. I'm going to give that a try. Okay. So same thing again, I'm gonna wait till my clock says on the 9 and let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. pretty darn close there. So I know now that it's at about 8 drops for the 15 minutes. So if I sat and counted this for 8 drops per 15 seconds, if I sat and counted this for a full minute, it's going to be really close to that 33. Now this isn't exact science quite like the pumps are, because it is based on drops. But you want to get close. So for the test out, you're going to have to get probably within 1 or 2 drops, either plus or minus from what the order says. So you may have to play around a little bit. So I would recommend that you use those bags of fluid with the IV tubing that you have at home and play around with this and use some of those math problems that you figured out on this worksheet from a couple of weeks ago and really understand what you're doing, because the test out, you need to not only do the math, you also then need to program it into a drip, an IV fluid drip like this. So I hope that helps. And again, if you need some additional tubing and some IV fluids, come to campus on one of the days I'm here, or talk to Cassie and she'll get you that, or whatever. So have a great day.